YouTube is on. We're good to go. Okay, thanks. Well, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to our first meeting back from the summer break. And I sure do hope you enjoyed some well-deserved time off when permitted. At this time, I will officially call this NPEDAC meeting to order at, and I have 3:32 p.m. Please note in the minutes that we do have regrets from Becca and Martin. Thanks, guys. Are there any errors, additions for today's agenda? Seeing none, I'd like a motion to approve it. That will be moved by, it's tough on the screen, remember. Moved by Andrew, second by Todd. All those in favor? And that is carried. At this time, I will remind everyone that if you do have any pecuniary interest to declare, please do so now or any time throughout this meeting. Seeing none, moving on to item 4 on our agenda. Has everyone reviewed the minutes from way back May 19th?
Doug, can I just, under section 8, the North Perth Economic Development priorities.
Okay.
So just to, and Kim and I have had several conversations about this, so we just wanted to clarify. So the motion reads that receive the priority setting and action findings and a report be presented to council for further discussion. So we were looking and we checked the audio or video, and that's what was said. But we didn't know, we were kind of confused. Were we just looking for North Perth? We're just providing this to North Perth Council for information? Because traditionally the committee would set its own priorities. So just looking for some further direction on number 8 as what the expectations of the committee were reporting to council.
Okay, thanks, Chris. Any comments from the committee here? Is this just going to council for information? Todd, any comments?
I would think so. I would think that would be the frame through which we would send that report to council. Yeah.
That's what I figured as well. Any other members here want to make comment? So, Chris, the way it is stated in this, are you okay with the minutes the way they are?
Yeah, I think the minutes are correct. I just think we just maybe want to maybe put under in today's agenda, maybe under the minutes, we could just add that staff sought clarification on section 8 and the report will be taken to council for information. I think that just will resolve that issue. But the minutes are technically correct, so they could be passed as is.
Okay, thank you. The girls are writing, I assume? Good, thank you very much. Okay, with that being added, I'd like a motion to approve them. Moved by Andrew again, second by
Mr. Chair, Tanya.
Tanya, thank you very much. All those in favor? And that is carried. Thank you very much. We are now at item number 5. And at this point, I would like Kim Couch to give us an update on the North Perth Economic Development. Thanks, Kim.
Thanks, everyone. Just wanted to hit some highlights of my report. As you can see, there have been a lot of different things in progress or continuing along from the prior meeting. The facade improvement program, I kind of gone into some detail there, but I wanted to let you know as well that the project, we have approved 5 applications to this point, and they are underway. That it has been a commitment of 27,150 is what's been committed so far. That's close to 40% of the grant funds that were committed by council. And there are a number of other applications that are in process and are anticipated. So there is a slight chance that for some of those items, they may not be completed until the new year. So that is part of the program, is that the expectation is that they'll have their projects completed within 12 months. So there's a chance that that might carry over into 2022. And so I think what we've seen in other communities where it has been often the case, I have not presented this to council yet, but it's something that we can consider for the next budget, is that whatever isn't spent, that we ask council to top up to the original amount. So that's been kind of a common practice. So if we spend $30,000 in 2021, then we would ask for that money to take us back up to $75,000. So we haven't finalized that, and that's something that for the next meeting in November, I'm sure we'll be getting into budget discussions, so that we'll bring proposed budget back to the committee for review. But I just wanted to give you a bit of an update on where the grant, like where we're at as far as spending for the grant thus far. And I know that it looks like we'll have at least one more application from Moncton, and there's a few more from Listowel that are pending. And yeah, just wondered if there's any questions at all about the facade program before I go into the other items.
Do I have any questions from the committee for Kim at this point? Please speak up.
Doug, if I might, Kim, I think the facade program also included some provision for street art, did it not?
Yes, it did.
Can you comment on how we're dealing with that one? Is that intended to be funded, or did we not essentially put funds for that purpose into the budget?
Well, it's funded. It wasn't submitted as a separate line item for the budget or for capital projects. So if I know that that Lee has been out talking to different businesses, trying to pursue public art, or to pursue murals of that like with businesses, trying to make them aware of the program and what would be eligible, and trying to stimulate that. To date, we don't have an application. There is potentially one coming for the second, not Memory Lane, but the other alleyway. So that is something that's, but we have not received an application yet. And there are a couple others that are out there as well. So we're definitely trying to pursue that, but we don't have applications received to date.
Good for you, Todd.
Answer your questions, sorry.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, obviously, it strikes me as kind of an unusual circumstance in some ways that businesses might express interest in street art associated with their properties. There are certainly public spaces where street art might also be appropriate, but maybe that's a different kettle of fish. And so I'm just sort of flagging that you could see how local businesses might not be in a huge rush to do art versus other things. But at the same time, I think there is some interest from the streetscape plan for art to be made available in our community and beautify our community. So maybe we need to think a little bit about whether there's a dedicated pool for that or something. I don't know.
Okay. Okay.
Great. Anyone else?
Interest to date has been more for murals on the buildings versus actually separate public art. Okay. So if that is the only question.
I see no other hands up, Kim.
Okay, great. So move down to the COVID-19 business response. So as I'm sure you're aware, there was the launch of the North Perth Outdoor Dining Project that kind of followed with the opening of the reopen stage set to on July the 11th. We've had really positive feedback from the community The tables have been used and are continuing to be used. So that's good information for us as we've applied for other funding projects that have utilized that or utilized tables to stimulate the recovery, and that we can gain that exposure and experience as we move forward. So so that's been a good opportunity, as well as being able to publicize our parks and our public washrooms. That was something that we've continued to do, and it's been received really positively in the community and by the business community as well. We recently launched the Driftscape app. And so the Driftscape, I've talked about that a little bit in the past. That was included in our strategic plan and the business plan. And primarily, it's an app that you can use with Apple or, gosh, I have the hardest time remembering the word, not Samsung, but gosh.
Android.
Anyway, Android. Why? I have the hardest time remembering that. I'm going to have to. Anyways, so yeah, I can use it in either format. And so that that platform has been launched. Our target market for that app, for the platform, is youth aged 14 to 29. So we are targeting businesses, events, and experiences that will align and engage that demographic. The committee here has identified youth attraction and retention as being a priority that is consistent with the strategic plan. And we heard during our youth attraction and retention strategy development that youth are not aware of what's available for them to do. And we also know that they do not use traditional social media. They do not really use Twitter or it's limited use. Do not use Facebook, Instagram. I mean, they will follow what they want to follow. So having an app in an innovative platform, we have some options for things such as augmented reality and different things that will hopefully be of interest to youth. We're going to focus our efforts on like targeting directly to the youth market coming up in the fall, as well as Driftscape already has 30,000 users across Ontario. So as people already have the app, are traveling through the area, it will just help them to see all the things that are available in North Perth, as well as, you know, as they're doing some research from home, they can also do that. The apps are available on desktop as well. So they it doesn't have to be a phone. And for people who do not want to download the app, because youth also are hesitant to download apps, and people in general can be a little bit hesitant in that area. We have a QR codes that they can use, that they can access information. So we'll be using that in posters. We heard communication by posters as a preferred method for youth. So we'll be using that in our facilities and in our in the school, and finding different ways to make them more informed about experiences and projects and events that they can attend that will see them all the variety of things that they can do in North Perth. So, yeah, we're happy to have that launched, and we look forward to continuing to grow the events and experiences that are listed on the page. And we do also anticipate that it will help with the recovery, help draw people to the community beyond the businesses and the experiences that are listed on the app. So it'll benefit the broader sectors, as well as the retail and tourism sector businesses. So youth attraction and retention, we continue to focus on that area. Social space in Elma is continuing to be built. We have had some use, but again, it continues to be at a limited level, and we will be working to share that more so in the coming months. The technical training group is moving forward with their pre-apprenticeship program in September, and that will result in having some pre-apprentices in the metal fabrication, welding, and general machining available with to work on paid placements with businesses, after the training period has ended. So last year it ended up being in the new year when they were eligible. We don't have specific dates yet, but we do have businesses that had showed interest in having placements, and we'll continue to help support that if needed to ensure that the participants have good paid placements and can facilitate that attraction of new apprentices or potential apprentices into the community. The other areas I wanted to focus on were the funding applications. So we have applied for funding for 2 different areas to date. One, I believe I mentioned at the last meeting, we have not heard from the Canada Healthy Communities Initiative as yet. Announcements are anticipated in September, and that is to, it's called the North Perth Connectivity Suites is the name of the project application that we've made, attempting to receive funding. It is 100% funding for that project of $49,350 to help utilize capacity or municipally owned capacity, public owned capacity for use for businesses or for community members. What we really emphasized was small business and small rural business that included women and potentially the younger demographic that did not have reliable connectivity for that project. So we look forward to hearing from that. And also we included a second project with the Canada Communities Revitalization Fund, CCRF, for an enhanced downtown space. We have applied for funding for a similar project in the past with rural economic development. We have emphasized this space to be similar to what we are having picnic and eating space, eating capacity in the downtown, as well as public art. So we submitted that application in July, and they have not given any time frame for when that would be, when a decision would be made. We applied for them. They didn't give an exact amount for matching of funding. So they said that the closer to 50% funding, the more likelihood of success. So they didn't say you wouldn't be successful. So we decided to submit funding at 65%. And it also needed to be shovel ready. So we do have designs, and I think we targeted for that to start in the new year. So we'll definitely let you know once we have a decision for that project. As well as finally, OMAFRA has announced an open round for rural economic development. The deadline for applications for that fund is October the 1st. So we will be looking for projects that fit into their guidelines. Isn't a lot of time to pull together information for the application, but we'll ensure that it meets the priorities of the committee, their strategic plan, and other task forces to help those projects to move forward. I think those are the big areas I wanted to touch on today. If anyone has questions or any other general questions, I'd be happy to answer them.
Thanks, Kim. Go ahead, Todd.
Kim, I just learned today, and maybe it's going to catch all of us by a pleasant new surprise, that the work that has been done behind the scenes over the last year and a half with Contact North has yielded some fruit. And we have now opened a Contact North training center in Listowel. This is funded by the provincial government, and the site is located at the Old Anglican Church on Main Street in Listowel. I'm waiting for more details, but certainly I'm excited to announce that we have that. I don't think it's broad public knowledge because I haven't heard it until today. But it seems like Jeff and Carrie have moved their bodies in there, and they're setting up a space essentially and technology and equipment that will support local individuals participating in university and college level courses through online methods. And they provide all the sort of counseling and match up with various universities and colleges. So now we're finding increasingly that degrees and college diplomas and certificates can be completed right here using publicly available technology and supports through Contact North, which is a educational conduit, for lack of a better expression. So I think we have a very nice news story for our community today in terms of Contact North now being open in Listowel and being able to service residents of North Perth and Perth County more broadly.
Thanks, Todd. That's really good and fresh news. I hadn't heard of that either, but yeah, very very great news for our municipality. Thank you. Appreciate that update. Anyone else? Do they have any comments for?
Sorry, Contact North is great because it has contacts with all the universities and colleges. So it gives access to people for all different types of sectors and types of careers. So that's, I think, is going to be a real benefit. So no, I had not heard the good news either, but that's excellent.
Do we know how long they've been working on it, Todd?
I had approached Carrie and Jeff from Contact North back when we had a meeting around economic development and growth that had happened at Trillium Mutual. This going back early part of 2019. So the conversations have been between myself and Contact North since that time. I thought the pandemic really put it on ice, and lo and behold, Contact North had submitted requests of the province for increased funding so that they could extend their reach, and Listowel was on their list. The province came through for us, and so we're in a very lovely position now of having something here that can support university and college education. And as Kim said, the catalog of Contact North is like 400 different programs from universities and colleges across Canada. So we can tap local interest into universities and colleges anywhere pretty much in Canada at this point, which is really amazing.
Perfect, a great opportunity. Yes, once again. Are there any other comments or questions for Kim from any other committee members? Just please speak up as I scroll across. I am seeing none. That's all you have for us, Kim?
Yep.
Okay, well, thank you very much for your report. We have a lot of interesting and positive things on. Just one thing about I think you mentioned the COVID-19 business response. There's no time frame on there where they have to tear down. Is it just weather related and it's up to them, or do we have something in the bylaw that they need to tear down?
I mean, I think to this point, it's our tables and and we borrowed planters from the BIA. So I don't think there's any specific guidelines about timing because it's on municipal property but there might be some additional tables like behind Crappy Joe's and things that have, so I don't know that there's been timelines set for that. Chris, are you aware of that? I'm not sure.
Yeah, we haven't really. I mean, I think it's going to be weather dependent, Doug. We didn't really, because of the conditions and the circumstances, we didn't really set any timeline on it because at that time we weren't even sure how long those stages were going to last. So,
Good. No, that's fine. Let's hope that this weather carries on into December 15th, and we'll be good to go. Okay. Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much for your report, Kim. Okay, now moving on to, I believe it's item 6 on our agenda. I'll ask Justin Diaz to give us a Perth County economic development update. Justin, go ahead.
Excellent. Just confirming everyone can hear me.
Yes.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you. Thanks through the chair. Yeah, pleased to give an update from the county in terms of what we've been up to over the last number of months. I guess I didn't squeeze in everything that happened since the last meeting of this group in May, but a sampling of what the county's been up to and some of the more relevant things that are going on right now. So the report has a few points in there. I'd like to just maybe touch on each of them very briefly, just to bring them to your attention. So I think one of the most exciting things is our Discover More Adventures program that launched a few weeks ago. This is our experiential tourism program, working with local tourism operators to help them develop marketable experiences, help them with developing the experiences, and then the promotion of that. So there's 4 experiences that we launched so far. Hoover's maple syrup in North Perth is the North Perth representative so far, but I know there's a few others currently in the works. I encourage you to visit our website, check out on our Facebook page or our YouTube channel to view the videos. They really are quite well done, and hopefully I know they've already been, the business has been very excited to start offering those experiences. And again, most of them are weather dependent, so we're hoping to get as many tourists through those experiences this while the weather is still good and during this tourism season, but definitely they'll be well positioned for next year. The next couple items relate to our cycle tourism efforts this summer. So we really did lean into cycle tourism at the county, just based on the fact that it was such a popular activity, lots of opportunity, and a COVID-friendly way to promote tourism to the county. So Perth County did join the Ontario by Bike Network in partnership with the town of St. Mary's and Stratford, Ontario. What that means for businesses in North Perth is that you now have an enhanced opportunity to become a bicycle-friendly business. So be involved in the Ontario by Bike Network, get featured on their cycling maps, their cycling features. There's lots of information on our website as well as on the Ontario by Bike Network about the benefits of becoming a bicycle-friendly business. So I encourage any businesses that see themselves as being. You don't have to be a bike shop to be bicycle-friendly. Any business that offers services can make themselves bicycle-friendly, whether that be through a bicycle rack or offering use of water filling stations or whatnot. So I really do encourage you to take advantage of that. And as Perth County is joined as a member, it does negate any fees for any individual businesses, I should say. So any business can participate free of charge because Perth County is a member. And then I guess the second point related to our cycle tourism activities this summer, we did host a Tastings on the Trail event back in August. It was really an opportunity to engage people on the G2G trail, which is obviously a well-traveled trail for Perth County. I know the team, I was away camping that weekend, but the team did station themselves at 3 different locations along the trail and handed out over 300 different 300 tastings, I guess, to various visitors on the trail. We partnered with local businesses in Perth County to help expose them to visitors on the trail, help them to find out how they can find more local food and culinary goods in Perth County, as well as put our tourism brochure and maps in their hands so that they are well situated for their next return visit. So a really kind of new approach we've taken to cycle tourism, getting right on the trail, but I think it did pay dividends in terms of the number of people we were able to engage. The next item on the report is the Welcoming Communities training, which this is kind of just a standing item that we wanted to bring back to businesses' attention. Free of charge, this training is available to any Perth County business. All you have to do is send an email to our active@perthcounty.ca account requesting the number of licenses that you are interested in obtaining for yourself, for your business. And really, it's 3 short modules of 90 to 120 minutes. The details of that are all included in the email. So hopefully, if you have an interest or somebody might benefit, please do forward that because it is very valuable and useful training. The next item on the list is our Perth County Connect update. So this is obviously our Perth County public transit system. We recently received news from the province that they were extending the project for an additional 2 years. With that funding, there was also a little bit of a shortfall in terms of our current ridership trends, and it was not enough to fully fund the project until the March 2025 end date. So at the current time, Perth County Council decided at their last meeting to continue the project as long as funding allows. So at this point, that means an additional year and a half of operating of the PC Connect system, unless there's an additional revenue that can be generated through increased ridership, which we are hopeful and optimistic as pandemic restrictions are lifted that'll be the case. Positive trend line. One of the things that I know there are now some physical maps available at the North Perth office. Maggie Martin, the transit coordinator, is more than happy to provide more maps to any businesses interested in providing those to their employees. Or if you have, or even if you just want general information, you're not sure about what PC Connect can offer to your business, she's more than happy to provide a quick information session to yourself or to members of your businesses to really just make sure that as many people know about this valuable service as possible in the community. The next two items are kind of related. They're related to Digital Main Street Ontario. So I wanted to bring back to the attention of this committee and the business community at large that the digital transformation grants through Digital Main Street are open again for accepting applications. The grants are being accepted until October 31st. I know that there are a limited number of grants available, so it is a first come, first serve. They're being assessed as they come in. These offer $2,500 grants to businesses to help with upgrading their website, getting paid social media, that kind of thing. I know with the last round, we did have 6 businesses in Perth County that were successful. So it is a achievable program. It's not going to be a waste of your time to go through the process and register. And then related to that is our digital service squad. So we are pleased to have back our 3rd round of our digital service squad. We were successful in getting funding to revamp this program to bring another digital service squad team member back. So Eileen is our new digital service squad member for Perth County. She's available starting at the end of this week to meet with any business who has an interest in improving their digital presence, whatever that may be, whether it be getting photos, helping with social media, looking at your website, providing some feedback, as well as she will help you with the getting yourself applied for the digital transformation grant if that's something you're interested in, helping you get connected to Digital Main Street to get a shop to your website. So she's really a free resource to Perth County businesses and is available. Her email there is included in the update, and encourage you to share that information with your business community. The next item is our business retention expansion project, which we'll be launching next week. I know in the update it did say we were planning to start calling today, but kind of looking at our business director, we did find there was quite a few deficiencies in terms of business information being outdated and quite a lot of businesses that were not included in the directory that we knew existed. So we do have a little promotion running right now, and I know it's been shared within the North Perth community, encouraging businesses to get themselves on our directory to A, make sure they're included in our business retention calls, but B, also just making sure that they're connected to us so that we can get that information to them, whether it be business retention related, whether it be other programming. Having up-to-date and up-to-date business directory is really a key asset for us in terms of making sure we're reaching all businesses. So I know I've been seeing the updates coming fast and furious today from a lot of North Perth businesses that weren't on our directory or had out-to-date information. So it's been, I think it'll serve us well for this project and going forward. So I do encourage you to update your business information if you haven't done so already. Make sure it's up there. And also encourage you to respond to a call if you do receive one. So starting next week, our business retention expansion consulting firm will be making direct phone calls to businesses across the county. So if you do receive a phone call from them asking them to complete a survey, please do complete it, because it's going to help us with our 2022 business planning, with our ongoing COVID response, as well as also provide some input in terms of development of a countywide CIP. It'll really help us understand what the current appetite and need is for that programming for 2022. So please do respond if called upon. And I think there's just one more item on the update, and that's just I know at this point the event has already passed, and I know this agenda went out ahead of time. So hopefully, if you were interested, you were able to be a part of that knowledge exchange. But really, I wanted to bring forward a reminder about the services offered by Employ, which is a partner of the organization based out of London, but that we're engaging more and more to come out into the county to be involved with local employers, local newcomers. Their role is to help bridge the gap between newcomers and employers and newcomers. So they work with both sides of the equation in terms of helping newcomers get connected with employers, as well as helping employers who may be interested in bringing on newcomers or not sure, or hesitant to bring on newcomers for whatever reason. They can help. They have mentorship programs. They have peer support, and they can really help bridge that gap. Because we do know that workforce continues to be a challenge for many of our businesses. So it really is an important feature, both for engaging for employers and also for our newcomers to help them be in that meaningful employment. So I encourage you to find out more about Employ. I know that the event is passed, but I do know that they're a valuable resource that we can help connect you with if you have newcomers or businesses looking for new employees and are interested in tapping into that labor pool. And I think that's it for my update.
Okay, thank you on your report there, Justin. Any committee members have any questions or comments for him with the county report? Just speak up as I'm scrolling across here, please. Go ahead, Kim. You're muted.
Had to do it at least once in the meeting, right? So just wanted to clarify that the directory, the Perth County directory, that is linked down to the North Perth directory. So as businesses are updating their information with the county, that they are also indirectly updating their information in the North Perth directory that lives on our website. So that's kind of a challenge. That information changes constantly, so keeping that up to date is a challenge. So I just wanted to clarify that link as well. So will be helpful as we look to reach out to the businesses as well. Thanks.
Thank you, Kim. Anyone else with questions or comments? Scrolling across, I see none. Just quickly, Justin, it really has nothing to do with North Perth, but just I know there's a big event in Perth County. As I was coming home, I was redirected with the Snowbirds in Perth County. It's a fundraiser, I believe, for the Stratford Warriors Junior B team. And it's starting, I guess, as we speak right now. My question is, did they ever ask for us to participate, on grounds there, handing out brochures or anything like that to promote all of Perth County? Were we asked anything like that?
Yeah, so not to my knowledge. The first time I actually heard about the event was through through the report from Public Works, I believe, about the road closure. So it wasn't something that they engaged with us at the county, from my knowledge, anyways. Beyond that.
Okay, no, I understand. I know it came to Todd and I passed the bylaw at the last minute a meeting ago, and it's very busy in Stratford right now. But anyway, nope, just a question I thought I had. Okay, any other comments or questions for Justin? Go ahead, Leanne.
Oh, sorry, Doug. Not for Justin specifically, just around
Okay.
our work. That's all. Thanks.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Seeing none. Thank you very much for your report, Justin. Greatly appreciated. Okay, moving on in the agenda. I see nothing else. Leanne, you said you wanted to say something here?
Yeah, yeah. Thanks, Doug. I'm just wondering, we got some great reports from our own economic development work here through Kim and through Justin at the Perth County level. I just want to say that I really appreciate our business folks attending these meetings. I just wondering if there's a way that we can interact a little bit more. I know it's hard to do that through, we're all online, but in order to value the time that we have through our community people, I'd like to hear their voices too, and to get more a lay of the land from their perspective at each meeting. So just a thought, because again, I value and appreciate the work that Kim is doing and Justin, but I know that on the ground, we've got Trevor out there and, others here in our meeting, and I'd like to hear their voices too. So, be it what their thoughts are and how their recovery is, or what their colleagues are feeling. Just some of my thoughts. Thanks. I know Todd wants to weigh in.
Um, yeah. Just before Todd says something, and I agree. I'm wondering for future meetings if we could. I don't want to put them on the spot right now, but if we could maybe just add to the agenda everyone that's on that committee, and they can either say yay or nay, or give a comment, or want to bring something up. I am very in favor of that. Todd, you want to weigh in on this?
Yeah, absolutely. I was going to suggest what you just did, Doug.
Oh, okay.
That's part of what I wanted to say. I think that's a wonderful opportunity, and it's sort of a an issues and ideas clearance house opportunity, which is very much why from my perspective, the municipality needed an economic development advisory committee as opposed to a economic development committee, which we held before. Um, I want to sort of inject another notion along Leanne's thinking as well. And maybe that's that at each meeting, if we believe time will permit, that we have a focused conversation on one aspect of our local economy and opportunities for economic development. For example, Trevor, for some time, I've been thinking that perhaps one of the paths forward for tourism in North Perth is sports tourism. And I think it would be very interesting to have a focused conversation on the opportunities that sports tourism could present to us as a committee, as our angle. Very appreciative, of course, of the work that the county's doing on the cycling front. But here we have great coaches and some pretty decent facilities and a long history of winning things. And why aren't we talking about that as a possible um, place and angle for tourism for us? So I'm wondering if we not only open sort of an ideas exchange, if you will, to sort of build on Leanne's idea, but we also look at these meetings as having a focused conversation session. And that might take a little bit of work. We might have to figure out if there are some experts we need to bring in to sort of help us or listen to us. But it sure seems like a good opportunity.
Thanks, Todd. Any of those three committee members that are here would like to speak on that at this time? Andrew, Tanya, or Trev?
Yeah, I can, Doug.
Okay.
Honestly, I think the North Perth and the County of Perth are doing a great job on our recovery. Like, I think I travel a lot of counties, I travel a lot of towns, and I see it through my other job. But I think everyone's really trying. We're finding, kind of using our building as an example, we're finding people are feeling comfortable coming back out again. Our staff, we do promote our staff to buy local, eat local, and we do promote it through when people are coming through our building also. Um, Kind of to talk a little bit, Todd, on what you're speaking about, we've actually reached out to the colleges, Fanshawe, Conestoga especially, and University of Waterloo, Wilfrid Laurier, and Western, to try to get them more incorporated to come back into our building. We're trying to work something out that basically more like a guidance counseling. And one reason why our building was built was I don't think our young adults, basically our grade 9s to 12, are getting enough education at the school level to figure out what they want to do in the future. And I think that kind of goes to all the businesses or all the business people that are at this meeting and anywhere in county of Perth, that I think we're trying to do these apprentice programs, but I'm just not sure whether we're hitting the nail on the head yet. I just think there's a lot of things that we're maybe missing a little bit, and we're trying to get the colleges to help us. And if we can relate it a little bit for us, the recreation side, if we can take some of our soccer players, baseball players, whatever, volleyball players, and give them an opportunity to sit and speak with these. We'd like to do some forums at the facility, preferably in the fall. And I think the fall is important because a lot of these kids are trying to get their applications in for colleges and universities, the grade 12s, and move forward with it. And I think we would like to team with definitely the town of North Perth or municipality of North Perth to help us with that. I think we have very good contacts. We actually have some very good contacts that we've gained throughout this. It's been tough trying to get contacts. We've been closed for 6 months, but whatever. Nothing we can do about that. I think this group that we have, when we kind of look at the people that are involved, we have a pretty good mix of very progressive people on this board. And I think if we all work together, I think that can happen, Todd, fairly quickly. We've already got a little bit of a start on it. We actually hired a graduate of recreation management. He is extremely bright. And I think that if we can utilize him a little bit more through our building and through the town, it would be a great advantage for everyone.
Perfect. Thank you. Thank you, Trevor. And again, not putting anyone on the spot. Tanya, do you have anything you'd like to comment on with regards to agriculture?
I'm not sure that I do, Mr. Chair. It's been interesting sitting on this committee and hearing different points of views, and I appreciate the updates of all the stuff that's happening in towns and how you relate that into agriculture. Just talking about being on the farm, it's a little different scale than, you know, you've got your HLA or those folks west of Listowel. I'm not sure if maybe reaching out to somebody from those different types of industries might have a different perspective than me being on the farm here. We're kind of isolated and not looking for all kinds of different help in that type of a way. But yeah, I guess if you were looking for maybe some of those contacts, I could reach out to see if somebody from there might be interested in sitting on this committee as well, just to offer a different type of a perspective. I know Andrew's got that perspective being at the feed mill there, but I'm just not sure what I could bring being so isolated here on the farm.
No, we appreciate having you and appreciate your comments. You're more than welcome. Thanks again. So, Andrew, anything you'd like to comment on industry?
Not a lot, Doug. I think certainly being a part of the agricultural industry over the last year and a half has been a blessing. We've had the opportunity to continue onwards, not without challenges through the COVID times, but our operations have existed out a requirement for food production. So it's been challenging on our staff and our customers, and to continue to operate, but under stressful times. And certainly the threat and risk of different positions all along the supply chain having challenges, processing facilities being near the top of it on livestock production, and but overall our products have continued to be in demand as part of the food chain. So that's been comforting to our staff and I think those that we work with around us. But not a lot necessarily from industry per se, Doug, but thanks.
Okay, thank you for your comments. Well received. So I like that idea. So I think moving forward, and we'll you know, get at this sooner than later. That for the next agenda, we'll come up with an idea, like Todd said, and then we'll get the committee members a little more involved. But this is definitely a start. So I appreciate everyone's input this afternoon. Is there anything else? I know it's not on the agenda. Anything else that needs to be discussed? Okay, I don't see anything about a next meeting, and I was going through last night. Has it been set yet, Kim? The date? Can't hear you.
Sorry, it's for November the 17th at 3:30.
November 17th at 3:30. Perfect. And we'll definitely get together before then, that's sure. So, okay, well, if I have nothing else or no one else has anything, I guess at this time, I'd like a motion that we adjourn at 4:21 p.m. Moved by Trevor, second by Tanya.
Yeah, I will, Mr. Chair.
All right, for sure. All those in favor? That is carried. Again, thanks for sitting in on our meeting this afternoon, and enjoy the rest of the evening and week. And go Jays, go! Take care.
Thanks, everyone.
Yep.